Hey everybody, welcome back to this month's package. I'm going to open this up, and I think at the end of this time, since it has been about a year since I started this, I'm going to do sort of a year-end review kind of thing, so that we can get an idea of, after having this for a year, what are my thoughts? Because it's nice to know, having done this for a while, it's good to have an idea as to what the lasting impacts of these things are. And I have no idea what this thing is. Oh, it's a key strap! It's also conveniently labeled on it. Lot 0047/2 key strap. We are running to a higher ground. So that's the message there. Yes, I know it's backwards. I'm assuming it goes like that, so you can put your keys on it and dangle it from something, assuming from a backpack kind of thing. Oh, and the front of it has a thing that says no time on it, so that's interesting. Ooh, oh, and it does that, so that's how they're assuming you're putting your keys on this thing, I assume. Yay! I'm also guessing this attaches somehow to the square wallety thing. Perhaps it ties or loops around the end of it. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to experiment a little bit with that, but that is a very interesting first start. Return of the toothbrush. I feel like I'm getting around to getting to know their packaging. So yes, return of the toothbrush, and no obvious changes this time. So good that I get a new toothbrush this time, so that's fun. And floss is my guess from the square. Yes, indeed it is. Yet more floss. Apparently, we're going with a lot of little things this time, so that's cool. And I'm assuming socks. Yep, more socks, which are always good. Of how I just toss things off screen. Again, no distinct changes, but good. Always more socks. And the new briefs that they have coming out. Because I got briefs this time. So, yay! Briefs! Fair warning. They don't have a hole to peek through in front, so that might be relevant to some people's experience of the briefs. Not mine, but hey. And a big square of something. We shall see. There we go. I think it's one of the long sleeve shirts. Yes! Long sleeve shirt. Woohoo! So that works out well. And next to last thing, more Q-tips. I can already tell what it is. Number 10, so I'm going to wait on these because I haven't run out of the last Q-tips. So, yay! And something. That is the QR code, number 54. It was nearly falling off, hence why I'm doing that. And again, with their big old rubber bands. It's a fanny pack. Okay, interesting. With the word reminisce along the top. Interesting. So this is a new one. Hook in the back, adjusts in front. It looks like a lot of adjustable things. It does look big enough to hold that wallety thing, which is useful. And it has a lot of interior pockets. Okay, the main one has two different sections on it. It's got a front zipper and an over the top. Again, with a lot of pockets in it. So main pocket, middle pocket, front pocket. The middle pocket has a folded thing on this side and a series of, you're probably not going to be able to see this. Ah, yes, a series of elastic holders there. So it seems like there's a lot of places to put things. Oh, and the secret back pocket as well. So many pockets. Oh my goodness. Okay. And that looks like what's in this month's lot, which is interesting. There are no more secret writings around that I haven't seen. Doesn't look like it. Okay, good. So, I'm glad I got that out of the way fairly quickly because I do want to do about a year in review. And these are sort of my thoughts about having had this for a year. How do things wear on a longer sense? What have I been using? What have I not been using? And what are my thoughts on the service in general? So if you don't care, see you next month. For everybody who is interested, having had this for a year, what I would say to people who are looking to maybe start this or get into it or that sort of thing is to keep in mind that this is a subscription box service. And at least for me, whenever you start these things, you have to go into it with the assumption that you're going to sometimes get things that are not useful for you. This happens with, I'd say, everyone that I've ever looked at. What the thing is that is not particularly interesting or useful to you is going to vary from service to service. But it's going to happen. Like, it just is. That's the nature of the game. And so going into a service like this, you have to figure out, is the amount of things that I want and need and like and use, are there more of those than there are of things that aren't that useful for me? And this is one of the reasons why I started this video, is because I wasn't sure when I started this what that balance would be. As you might have noticed, because I have continued these things, for me, the amount of things that I like and need and want and use, the benefits outweigh the things that I don't. Do I still get things that I don't use? Yes! I'm never going to use the tattoo gun that I got last time. I'm not. I haven't used the electric razor that I got a few times ago. They're just not that useful for me. That's fine. But in contrast, I wear the hoodies nearly every day. I've been living in the t-shirts constantly this entire past winter. Every morning when I get up, I'm using their toothbrush. I have converted over to their wallet, and I'm going to start using their keychain. So all of that sort of thing is very useful to me. So that amount outweighs the things that aren't for me. Let me put it that way. The other thing that I particularly like about this, and I had sort of alluded to it the other day when I posted to the Lot Reddit page, which there is one, is that the thing that I like about this particular service is that I'm not having to monitor it. Some of the other services, especially for clothing services, and double especially for women's clothing services, you have to sort of watch it all the time. You have to keep it in mind. You have to go and you have to think about, oh, it's been about 2 weeks since I got my last package, so I'm going to have to go and tell them what I want for next month, and then I'm going to have to keep watching for when they mail the thing to me, because within about 2 days I'm going to have to try everything on and then find a time to get back to the post office so I can mail back the things that I don't want. It's a headache. There's a lot of watching and monitoring and a lot of information that you have to keep track of in order to have the service function for you. So the thing that I like about Lot, not only is it all black, and not only do I use a lot of the services that they have, but I don't have to think about it. If I completely forget about the existence of this service for the span of a month, it's still going to show up at my door, and it's going to show up with, like, the toothbrush that I didn't notice I needed. And so it makes it so that I don't not only do I not have to think about that service, but I don't have to think about other things as well, like acquiring a new toothbrush because my old one is getting old. I don't have to worry about running out of floss, or, hey, I'm getting towards the end of my Q-tips. I don't have to worry about those things because it's just going to show up at my door. And that's what I was really looking for with a subscription service, is I want to cut down on my mental load. And Lot is very good with this, because if you look at Lot, they talk a lot, if you look on their Instagram and their website and their live streams, they talk a lot about maximizing or optimizing goodness me, what was it? Lost my train of thought. I had a whole theory on this because I've been thinking about it. Optimizing the supply stream. That's the wording they use. Optimizing the supply stream so that they can get and make things more efficiently in the right quantities and send them to you. So there's not a whole lot of extra stuff that they're wasting. Great. And I do love that, but the other half of it is that that optimization doesn't come at the cost of a mental load for me as a consumer. And I don't have to go and find out what their supply chain is. I don't have to go and watch what they're doing to make sure that I'm getting the thing done. If I don't want there to be, I can set up Lot, go through their information thing, put in my sizes once, and just let it go. Great. I keep looking back and double checking that they haven't come out with something new or new sizes or new things like that, because I'm doing this YouTube channel. If I didn't, I would just let it run. And so I don't have to think about it. And that's the useful and important thing for me. It's what I tend to think of as informational minimalism. Because, again, it's Lot. They talk a lot about minimalism. It's, you know, all black everything. You don't have a lot of logos or things that are recognizable. A consistency of how things look and how they are used. But the other thing is that they're also fairly good with informational minimalism. This is something that is very different in the age of the internet, where you can see a million of everything at the click of a button. The fact that I don't have to think about this, and that I can go off and live my life and do my thing and make a gigantic dress that's sitting here in the background and go and live my life and hang out with my friends and do other things, is important to me. And so when I'm doing this, and when I was looking for a subscription service when I started this, that was one of the things that was very important to me, is that informational minimalism. And not only that, informational minimalism when things go wrong as well, because sometimes they do. And again, Lot is very good at that. They have one email that you send all of your communication to them, and that's where it gets handled. You send it to an actual human who handles the thing, and there's not a whole lot of stuff that you have to go through as a consumer to get your issue handled. You don't have to jump through 5 different hoops to get to the correct supervisor to handle whatever problem you're having. Thank you. It's one email, you send it, it's done. Yeah, they send you an email back, they replace whatever it is, they do the thing, fab. That's it. I love that. I love that I can get whatever it is done and go. That's amazing to me. So that is very important, and they do that very, very well. And in terms of products as well, there are a lot of things that I like. And I think I'm going to follow it up with things that I would like to see going forward. And it might take a while, and this might just be me, but if I was going to change a few things, and in terms of wear and tear and usage, I love the t-shirts. They're great and amazing. The one thing that I notice is after repeated washing, the tag at the back of the neck, the name on it does eventually wear away, so that it's either just a black tag, or there's, like, if you turn it to the light just right, you get sort of the impression of where it has been heat glued onto there. But after repeating washes, it will just be a black tag. So if that's particularly important to you, fair warning. The other thing that I would note about this is that the sweatshirts and the hoodies are very short. They are very short hoodies. I am a long torsoed person, and so I wish they would go down a little bit further on me. And so if you are also particularly lengthy in the torso, you might find that that's a little annoying. And I don't know whether that's one of those things that as they wash, they've shrunk upwards, but they're definitely a little higher than I'd like. So I'd love to see them get longer, especially on larger sizes, because I am getting the extra large because I like my hoodies to be gigantic. I like being able to pull the sleeves past my fingers, but if I'm getting the extra large and it is barely hitting me at my waist, like, honey, what are you doing? I'm 5'7". You need that, you know, my 6-foot+ brethren are not, that is going to be like a crop top. No. So I'd love to see them get longer on that. The t-shirts are perfectly long. It's just the hoodies are a lot shorter than the t-shirts. I don't know. The other thing that I would love to see, that I keep hoping they will come out with, I would love to have either leggings or sweatpants as an option for pants. I like that they're doing sort of a pant that can go from work to casual, and it sort of blends with the whole all black everything. But I would love to have some actual comfortable pants that I can, you know, slum around in on my couch, or, you know, if I'm not feeling well, I can put them on and they're fluffy and comfortable. Maybe work out in. So I'd love to see leggings, sweatpants, something like that. Something with stretch to it. That would be great. And there was one more. Shampoo. That is the other thing. I would love to see some sort of shampoo and conditioner coming out, because as y'all have watched these videos, I have ridiculously long hair. I cannot wash that with bar soap. I can't. So I'd love to see if they had some shampoo. That would be great. And lastly, something that will help with shaving that's not that electric razor. That electric razor, the shortest it gets is setting 3, which is way too long to handle the hair on my legs. That's not useful for me. So I'd love to see some sort of a razor I could use on my legs, shampoo and conditioner, a longer hoodie, and comfy pants. Those are the things that if I could have some more of that, those would be the 4 things that I would go for like, these are the things that I need in my life. Other than that, things are going fairly well for me with this service. They send things that I need, things that I use, and it's going fairly well. So hopefully this information is helpful to other people. It's helpful to me. And I hope you all have a wonderful month and a wonderful year of lot. And we're going to see what my year 2 looks like. So onwards and upwards.